of the best, if not the best uses of the Universal Studios logo, and it's definitely Waterworld style opening credits. Recycling win? But any movie that legit opens on the lead actor peeing into a container has got to be a win. Also, these custom pants that one kid in your high school would copy, and even more importantly, the close-up on them. And a machine that seems even more realistic than Dune's still suits. Get on it, billionaires. Sharing and resourcefulness. We all know how vital a lime tree would be on the ocean. This entire setup of the world, his little weight timer gadget, his piecemeal ship, the costuming. Forgot how much I love this stinking movie. Hey, boots are boots, right? Plus, who doesn't love to ski? Love that smokers who are still using ice engines after climate change has literally flooded the entire Earth are covered in filth and dirt. Because, you know, it's dirty.
Joey's going for it. What the hell?
Yeah, you didn't know you were messing with Steampunk Costner. This theme just blasting in to let you know without a doubt when this movie was made.
It was the 90s.
Wow, he just murdered that dude. I guess we all know his stance on scurvy is very strict. Dang it, that's a cool trimaran. That's right, not a catamaran. That's only 2 hulls. I know nothing about boats, but this one always seemed incredible and did an excellent job of establishing Costner as cool. What I'm saying is that 10-year-old Lee thought it was dope.
Dirt.
From the epic opening voiceover to this guy with a killer hat saying dirt when it's obviously dirt, but these people have probably never seen any, there's something wonderfully nostalgic about being told everything that's happening in front of you. First hint that some evolution is happening because what is that deformed hammerhead looking nightmare? More recycling.
You got 2 hours.
I'll only need 1.
Just 2 tough guys being tough guys and acting tough.
You know me?
Guys. Costner just learned the reality of ski boots. Yes, they look cool, futuristic Voltron armor, but they suck for walking, and combined with having perpetual sea legs, make you waddle like a duck. Not sure if ducks exist in Waterworld, but the point still stands.
Pure dirt.
Just in case you were still unsure, this guy knows his soil.
I want twice that.
Negotiation skills. Just say what you want and you'll get it.
Tally it like pure hydro.
I just want 1 sip of hydro. No.
Also, if you were confused by what hydro was earlier, now we know. It honestly makes perfect sense that when everything is water and clearly salt water, you'd want to differentiate what you can drink. Pee and hydro.
If you read the marks on the child, they'll lead you all the way to dry land.
Solid exposition dump played off as rat snitching. See what I mean about the ski boots? I feel like the unsung hero of the film here is Gerard Murphy's hair. It's fantastic. Not shaming Costner's, though glorious as well.
I've got a proposition for you, Mariner.
R.I.P. Zakes Mokai. He played a myriad of classic roles, and I'll never not be terrified of him. Just ask Bill Pullman. Serpent in the Rainbow? Yeah, you're with me.
When she's pregnant, you're going your way with all the supplies you need.
You don't have anything. You're dying.
Bleak. This, aside from Costner leaving the Drifter to be killed, feels like one of the first genuinely bummer moments of the world building that really nails down this reality.
No man stays out that long and turns down a woman. He's hiding something.
Well, first you've got it wrong. He's a fish man, and second, she's a girl, not a woman, so stop that.
Gills.
This is such a fantastic reveal and automatically opens this film up to so many possibilities. That's what you get for bringing a knife to a fishman fight. Quick, Luca, save Alberto this time.
He needs to be destroyed. That may be, but not here and not like this.
Tough guys living by the tough guy code of tough guys. If only the people of this atoll had been able to grow up watching movies, then they'd know that obviously Costner is the hero and Nord's hair was the smoker spy.
I'm a stupid man. The answer's right there. It's just beyond me.
Knowing yourself. No Dunning-Kruger here. He clearly still has individual digit control, so I'm gonna say mutation-webbed feeder, a win.
Ichthyos sapien, you can breathe in the water.
Greek lessons or new species lessons?
Move along.
I'm not a brave man.
Man, this guy is just full of honesty and self-awareness.
I'm sorry.
Just a tough guy apologizing to another tough guy for being tough. Guy. So the writers just flat out said that this is Mad Max, but water, not sand, and I love that. Cool stuff begets cool stuff begets cool stuff. You don't need to pretend like you came up with every idea. It's like taking a sample and turning it into a new song, or playing clips from a movie and talking about how great that movie is, but for some reason the studios claim your videos, so now nobody can watch the videos that are literally talking about the great stuff from the movie. But no, Daddy YouTube doesn't want to hurt the little boy sitting on the moon's feelings. Meanwhile, there's literal racist and Nazi crap all over the place, and I guess my point is that it's cool that it wears its Mad Max influence on its sleeve. And see, this is why I love doing these videos. Until this very moment, I believed atoll was just the name of the compound. So when the Drifter says, I thought he was just being weird and dumb. But nope, an atoll means a ring-shaped structure in the water. My whole life, I've been thinking the wrong thing. And that makes this a CinemaWins Word of the Week.
Let me out! Let
Getting a real Mad Mardigan vibe here.
Come on, let me out of here, Eric. Give me a sword. I'll win this war for you.
Have y'all seen Willow? Willow rules.
Give me the key to the city now.
Now that's an entrance. Dennis Hopper couldn't be beaten in the 90s, but I'm not sure any of them top that entrance. Imagine having barely ever seen a gun before and then a boat with 4 mounted Browning M2s shows up. It seemed like witchcraft. Solid use of the environment as a weapon. Wait, what? Okay, so apparently there's a Waterworld stunt show that is so popular at Universal Studios Hollywood, they've added it to Universal Studios Japan, Singapore, and Beijing. Honestly, I get it. Gasoline? I guess it's not as scarce as in Road Warrior. It's funny, in Waterworld they want dirt and have plenty of gas and water, but in Mad Max, well, you get it. Jet ski skills.
If I let you out of here, you're taking us with you.
Sure.
Sure. So nonchalant and cool even as he's drowning in recycled dead body goo. Starting to see why everyone's mom had such a crush on Lieutenant John Dunbar. Man, I guess Sisu was right. That is a cool power. Tough guys following the tough guy code of looking out for fellow tough guys. Ah, nice move. This guy knows his boat. Just like me.
Well, do something. I hate sails.
Huh. We should probably explore that, Deacon. Maybe huff a little amyl nitrate.
He's pulling him right into us.
Adios, cousins.
And amidst a great set piece, that's just an all-around awesome moment.
Well, what's that cousin's name?
Maybe he doesn't answer the truck, call him Charles.
That's thinking on your feet.
You'll notice the arterial nature of the blood coming from the hole in my head. You can assume that we're all having a real lousy day.
Honestly, I love a sassy bad guy. Nothing wrong with a real scary, quiet, stern bad guy, but there's something about a bad guy who quips and jokes to make you at ease right before he...
We gotta keep an eye out.
Ha! And a villain who puns at his own expense. Get it? Because he has an eye out? Okay. Look, body double butts are great, but do you see those sunburn wrinkles on Costner's face? Although, fun fact, Jean Triplehorn wanted to personally approve her butt double, and it made for some giggly interactions. It's hard to say if he actually makes contact with her, but hey, at least he stops as soon as he realizes she doesn't want to hook up. I mean, he was about to murder a young girl, but beggars can't be choosers or something, I don't know. It's the apocalypse. I think that's really Costner up there, and the boat is traveling lots of knots, so mad bravery points to the postman. Also, I am nailing these nautical terms.
There may be some small problem in depth perception.
Better not screw up my short game.
Ah, Deacon's got jokes.
What do you say, Toby? The truth?
Looks like
Honesty. Jeez, did they? This is going to enrage you all because it's just going to remind you that I haven't done it yet, but this song makes me think of the Axe Gang and Kung Fu Hustle. But anyway, Henry Mancini's Peter Gunn theme is such a bizarre needle drop and I love it. It fully plays into Deacon's weird side.
I thought you should know. You're down to exactly 4 feet.
Well, that's settled. Favorite character of the movie.
We don't spare any go juice finding her.
Okay, so maybe guzzling or go juice is still a problem in this world, but they've apparently figured out how to refine oils, so still less of a problem. I feel like we need to talk about Costner's costume again. It's functional, it's homemade, it's got a real DIY face tattoo train hopping crust punk thing going on. I guess what I'm saying is he definitely owns a banjo and busks in public parks with his dog, Cricket.
I told Helen you wouldn't be so ugly if you cut your hair.
Got him. Oh, crap. Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
She can't swim!
The fact that she can't swim should be an obvious hint that perhaps Enola wasn't born on the water?
What are you thinking about?
Still one of the funniest moments to come out of the 90s. These two are polar opposites in how they look at the world. I wonder if they'll become friends. Helen with the anti-stormtrooper aim. I mean, more than that. Not only did she hit the moving plane, but she hit the gunner. You know, it's just about as Jack Black can be by trying to shoot the rope with the breech loader. Obviously, it's scary and weirdly aggressive when Costner kukris their hair off, but it hit me that he was so infuriated when Enola suggested that he should cut his off that maybe it's part of what makes him feel human? It definitely covers his gills. Or perhaps he's just sensitive about it because his hair is thinning, because people can be sensitive about having thinning hair. I've heard. Enola's a climber.
Russell, he's gonna do his mind. He's out of his mind completely, Russell.
I see Tig Traeger has recovered well from... Well, if you know, you know.
I haven't eaten in, well, you know, forever.
Scene paper, look at it. Smell it.
To be fair, the smell of a good book is pretty neat. That's not a knife. That's a spoon, I mean knife. What the... I had no idea it was coming. Like, what is it? I mean, we're still on Earth, right? What did it evolve from? I mean, it looks delish.
People said I was weird.
Maybe they're right.
Maybe they were right about you, too.
Oh, snap! Little Deb going for the throat. But the mariner respects the deep burn. Generosity?
I'm not giving it to her. It's just...
Alone.
Yeah.
Sharon?
I'm not giving it to her.
Aw, this must make her Miss Andre. The seal? I'm not old, you're old. Yike. Marionetting the dead seems kind of bad, kind of evil. But did Fury Road borrow this whole bait thing? It's like, we're gonna borrow this one plot beat since you took our entire concept? Cause yeah, it's a trap, but still a real dope trick. Yeah, these guys appreciate Kevin Costner's workout routine, even with his shirt on. Tight hiking. This guy knows his boats, much like me. He has sailing Nas. Is that a thing that exists? It should. I mean, Helen's life has been pretty rough so far, and I bet this is still one of the scariest moments of it. How absurd that those Exxon scientists from 1977 were out of their minds. So were those quacks from 1912. And then we all laughed in 1995 at the over-the-top scene in the Kevin Costner movie. I mean, hundreds of feet of water over Denver is a little over the top, but as much as 8 feet could happen. Man, he's basically sitting on a treasure chest with his ability to go down there. All dirt becomes dry eventually.
I don't know.
Nobody does.
This might seem like a dramatic response for effect, but seemingly nobody else does. He's the only one who can go down that far, at least in the film. If we're including the comics as canon, then the Foundation obviously knows, and probably the Children of Leviathan as well. Y'all read the comics, right?
Should have bought me that drink.
Come on! His eye twitch. Nord goes from 0 to 60 with that come on. Also, that hair is stealing the scene again.
I'd rather shoot the sperm of the devil here.
Tight bigot burn.
He's not your kind.
What a wonderful but disgusting detail to have his gill make that sound. Also love that Deacon's eye patch is just a pair of busted goggles. Wouldn't be the 90s without some underwater bullets. Love? Nah. Kissing? Not really. Saving that pretty girl with your fish gills? Yes, sirree, Bob.
You want to come over here and sit on my lap? How about a cigarette?
I like that while Deacon sucks, he's not a creep. He asks if Enola wants to sit on his lap because she's a kid and he doesn't know how to be around kids. As soon as she responds negatively to the question, he respects it and moves on, asking her if she wants to smoke. He's evil, but not that kind of evil.
Come on out of here, you big nasty animal, you! Or he can save what's left of you in a goddamn jar.
I mean, he's definitely still evil.
I don't give a what he'd like. He took out my eye.
And I don't blame him for being pissed. The one left is pretty gorgeous.
Why didn't you take me?
Because you didn't really want me.
Hey, man, consent. Consent is hot. Solid. And also crucial. Hugging. Hugging? Okay, we're just doing this all underwater. Okay. But there we go, Mr. Smarty Pants, putting it all together. Also Nat Geo slaps.
I miss her sound. Don't you?
Yeah, that's a hard no. It's the Gyro Captain. Sometimes he'll be good, sometimes he'll be bad.
Without the smoke, I never would have found you.
Silver linings, then.
They'd have me too if it weren't for him.
Thank you. Very human of you.
It's compliments? Backhanded compliments? Compliments. Imagine spending your whole life on water and then flying for the first time in a rickety homemade hot air balloon. These people just have different relationships with danger.
Suppose it reversed himself.
Want to never sleep again? Look up magnetic pole flip. It's a real bummer. And probably gonna happen, but maybe not. Trying to be fair and balanced. TMCR.
The world wasn't created in a deluge. It was covered by it.
That's blasphemy.
Yeah, that checks out.
St. Joe, we're close. After centuries of shame.
Okay, so Captain Joe Hazelwood was the captain of the Exxon Valdez, that oil tanker that struck a reef in Alaska in 1989 and spilled 10.8 million gallons of oil into the ocean. It was the second biggest spill in history and the worst spill as far as environmental damage. Hazelwood got a lot of blame, and as the captain, he should have, but I'd like to call out a lot more if it was directed at the CEO or the board of directors. The buck seems to stop anywhere but the top. Anyways, interesting idea to have Deacon be inspired by Joe Hazelwood. Also, feel free to Google Steven Donziger. Love the floating castle feel of the tanker.
The Deacon of the D's!
And just in case it wasn't clear, the D's is the Exxon Valdez. It's the same ship.
'Cause I'm talking progress here!
I mean, you gotta have a populist speech by a dictator if you're gonna make a dystopian future movie. Well, I don't know what smeat is, but I might try to masticate some. No self-preservation in these guys. I recognize those souls. She's definitely wearing Birkenstocks. Respect.
It's horse!
Aw, poor Pintle is always losing his buddies.
And if there's a river, we'll dam it! And if there's a tree, we'll ram it!
This man's a poet.
What's his name?
He doesn't have a name, so death can't find him.
That's a badass line, but actually his name will be Ulysses.
He can hear 100 miles and see 100 miles underwater. He can hide in the shadow of a noon sun.
And I love that Enola is creating a legend for the mariner on the spot. The depressingly ironic reality of these folks living in an oil tanker that can't actually move with the fuel being stored in it. So, they're the fuel. Rough.
Why aren't you rowing?
Badass good guy.
You guys are in so much trouble.
Everyone hits her in the head.
I mean, are you sure she's worth all this? I mean, she never does stop talking.
She's my friend.
Friendship!
He's not bluffing. He never bluffs.
No, it's your friend!
Oh, thank God.
Good night, sweet prince.
Don't just stand there! Kill something!
Was this your big vision?
Mac is out for blood. Yep, DIY zipline on an exploding tanker. This is why we're here. Sheesh, sorta saving your new friend? Speaking of things that it wouldn't be a 90s movie without, the never-dying baddie. Teamwork, love that for Enola and Helen. Speaking of things that it wouldn't be a 90s movie without, the never-dying baddie. Speaking of things that wouldn't be a 90s movie without, saving your new friend with a bungee jump. Comeuppance. Man, that's weird, but it's a definite character growth moment since he initially wanted to throw her overboard to preserve water, and now he's trying to give her the last drops.
It's fresh! I love this!
Well, it was before your filthy butt trampled through it, so they landed at Jurassic Park. That is a crossover that I 100% support. Oh, never mind, it's Blue Lagoon. Or is that Robinson Crusoe and Friday? If I'd never seen or heard of a horse except through Enola's drawings, I'm pretty sure I'd run.
I don't belong here. I belong out there.
You belong here.
It's too strange here. It doesn't move right.
I 100% believe that. Just thinking about it makes me feel unnerved. The ground goes from always moving to not moving. Interspecies love. I did notice how many similarities there were with Mad Max, especially Road Warrior, until making this video. Nameless, mostly mute hero saving a group of survivors from ruthless cult-like marauders. Chases, practical stunts, and obviously a post-apocalypse where it's every person for themselves if they want to survive unless you're a super being like Mel Gibson or Kevin Costner. And I don't know, it basically works fine. I know you've heard it 1,000 times, but it was the most expensive movie ever made at the time, riddled with production problems, and then it flopped at the box office. Technically, it didn't flop globally. But now it's found a cult following, especially with the Ulysses cut, the extended TV version, but uncensored, and it turns out I was apparently a part of the cult. I loved when this movie came on TNT or whatever. It's one of those ones I have fond memories of watching with my dad as a kid. It's goofy, and Dennis Hopper doesn't even care, and Kevin Costner really isn't the Mel Gibson type I think he saw himself as, but I think its world building is fantastic. I feel the isolation in the water. I fully believe these people have never seen land. It's kind of surprising no one has ever used this concept again. Like we talked about in the video, it's over the top. The math doesn't add up. There just isn't enough ice to cover Denver and hundreds of feet of water, but it doesn't make the concept any less fun. And even if the Mariner's character arc is the same as Max Rockatansky's, it's always uplifting to see the hard-hearted get softened up and learn to care about someone other than themselves. And when we millennials watched Napoleon Dynamite 9 years later, we all squinted and tilted our heads because we knew we'd seen Deb somewhere before, but we couldn't figure out where. So you know, win-win. I don't know, if you like it, you like it. The Ulysses cut is worth it for diehards, but if you're a diehard, you've already seen it. And hey, if you want to help stop the world from becoming Waterworld, donate to Team C's. I mean, they're sort of connected, whatever. I had planned to make this video for Team C's and then realized that Luca made more sense and whatever. Team C's! Mr. Beast and Mark Rober are raising $30 million to remove 30 million pounds of trash from the oceans, beaches, and rivers. So donate in the sidebar or go to teamcs.org to help out. And after you donate, don't let that be the end. Google Great Pacific Garbage Patch if you've never heard of it. I'll leave it at that for now. Next week, a little bit of an old one, and then we're hitting a stride of some new ones that are great, some older ones that are great, and some others that some people say aren't so great, and we'll see what we can do.